You can forget date nights because there's a love coach who says sex at 6:30 in the morning is the optimum time to have sex with your partner, and you should schedule it in like a job in your diary.
It's a bit early, isn't it?
Well, it doesn't have to be 6:30 in the morning. You know? It's about your comfort level. It could be 12:30, it could be 9 a.m. before work.
The reason Ar'nie says this is that it gives you pure, uninterrupted intimacy with your other half, and this is part of what you say is a sex plan that keeps the relationship fresh.
Yes.
So it's all about a little schedule.
Yes.
Could I just say to you, isn't it sad that it's come to that?
This is the world we live in. We are living a much busier life than our parents did. You know, with social media, with schools and extra activity after work. There's just so much that we actually forget we are in a committed relationship.
What if lust takes over at any time?
Oh, go for it.
Go for it.
That's like being presented.
But Ruth would say it's not 6:30 on a Saturday morning.
I said 6:30. I meant 6:30.
No. I'm not against spontaneous sex. For me, you know, spontaneous sex is like being offered a molten lava cake, rich dark chocolate with a bit of chili in there. You're going to say no? Of course not. You're going to say yes.
But how did this come about? Was this based on what was happening in your own life? Because you've been married, what, 18 years?
18 years,
You've got
19,
four children.
4 children.
So was this based on, like, you know, my husband and I are just not finding time for ourselves?
It started off very early in our relationship. Where we were both busy couple. You know, I was an entertainer, and so I was out performing all the time, and my husband is, he's a consultant, so he's also traveling quite a bit. And then we realized that, you know, if we don't schedule it in, we are going to forget that we are actually a loving couple.
OK, well, Lucy Beresford is a psychotherapist beside this. What do you make of this, Lucy?
It saddens me, actually, because I think it turns something that's very romantic and emotional into a work chore, something that you diarise, and what you potentially miss is that amazing spontaneity, the playfulness that you can introduce into your relationship. So I do worry that it makes it something very workaholic, work a day. There is an element that says, you know, skin-on-skin contact that you have in a relationship is absolutely brilliant for embracing your relationship and making it work. But if you turn it into a chore, something diarising, I'm going to do the cat litter now, I'm going to empty the dishwasher.
And I kind of see, Ar'nie, your point is saying, look, if you don't make time, if you don't put it kind of in your schedule, we do it for everything else.
Yes.
Dentists, we've got this, we've got
exactly. That's my point.
Somewhere, but even if it's just mentally.
Yes.
But then my worry would be, I'd say, oh, I've promised him now, and it might come to 6:30.
It's not about.
I'm not in the mood now.
I'm just actually saying we believe in this.
You're putting it in
Friday,
the diary.
Friday, June the 1st.
That's fine.
Yeah.
What time did I say?
In
I
the
mean,
evening.
you know, there is a danger, isn't there, that, that then there's like a pressure on either
and
partner.
there could be resentment as a result of that pressure. And also, what do you do when communication is everything in a relationship? And sex is part of that communication.
Yes.
When it starts to fray at the seams, that can be a really good clue that something needs to be acknowledged or addressed in your relationship.
Totally.
If, however, you have got sex in the diary and it monotonously happens at the same time every week, you miss that opportunity to recognise that something might be going wrong in your relationship.
Well, for me, sex is a form of communication, and I look at it from a holistic point of view. It is not about the action, but I look at it also for, it's a physical sport. So if you schedule time to go to the gym, why not schedule time for that kind of sport with your husband or your wife?
I think it reconnects you, doesn't it?
It is.
I
mean, I'm not dogmatic about 6:30 a.m. on a Saturday morning, despite popular misconception.
You're just saying maybe before the kids get up,
we do decide that every weekend we decide that it's become such a habit. We don't even put it in the diary anymore. It just so happens like on a Saturday afternoon, my husband and I are like, ooh, we missed this morning. We're like, ooh, where are the kids? Put on CBBS, quick, run upstairs. See, this idea came about because I have 4 children, and when you're a parent with children and you have such a busy packed schedule, your sex life is going to be the last thing you will think about. Seriously. I've worked with women for 20 years now, and that's always one of the things we talk about.
Yeah, do you not think, Lucy, that it's just, even if you're not, I mean, I think people say, oh, you know, you imagine writing it in the diary or sticking it on the fridge. But it's just mentally to say, look, we need to schedule a time.
Yes, you need to pay attention. I don't know whether it's about scheduling. I think it's the word about schedule that really winds me up. It makes me think that it turns it
mental
into a chore.
note.
But
It's
it
a
is
mental
definitely
note.
prioritising your sex
yes.
life, particularly when you have children or
Yes.
if you have, you know, in-laws living with you. Everybody
Yes.
should know that there is a time in the week when you have that dedicated time in your bedroom. Nobody is allowed
Yes.
in. There's a lock on the door.
A tie
if
on the
you
door.
prioritise it, then everyone else will take that as a read
Yes.
as well. And it's a very important aspect of your relationship
Yes.
to still see each other as romantic
Yeah,
people,
exactly.
as opposed to just parents
Yes.
or work people.
Exactly. That's where I'm coming from.
Yes, so you kind of agree,
So-
really.
Yeah,
It's
actually
just
we
the
do.
word.
I mean-
Love each other.
It's just kind of the
I mean,
word,
I will
schedule
not
it in
say
your
no
diary.
to a spontaneous
Yes.
action.
But also, I think it is this idea that if you have sex, if you make it too formulaic,
Yeah.
you miss that exquisite opportunity to be able to recognise that any deviation from the norm is telling you something about the quality of
Yes,
your relationship.
agree.
But if there is an issue,
Yes.
if there is ever anything that you need to discuss, but also if something has happened in your relationship, if maybe there is betrayal, infidelity,
yes.
so maybe your partner is addicted to their phone,
Yeah.
how do you communicate that if you've got something
Well,
scheduled?
guys, thank you, but unfortunately we've got the weather scheduled for this program every day.
It's not as
in the
exciting,
programme.
but it's necessary.